Swamiji. What I like to say about, probably already you guys know, Sureshji touched about a little bit on that particular subject, and I'm going to go quickly. India was under colonial power. It needed something. Everybody was living, forgetting, not having enough trust on their own culture. Every scriptures looks like a false because there is nobody really proved that. At that point, when people losing every single thing about themselves, whether it's a culture, whether it's a society, whether about their own self-respect, dignity, at that time, they needed somebody, not somebody is educated in Western culture, but somebody come from the real village, a real Indian, to come out in front of them and tell them what their ancestors believed in. Those are not just lies. Those are truth. At that moment, as you everybody knows over here, I think we as Hindus, Gita says, when Bhagavan is needed, he comes. And Ramakrishna born in that particular stage. Now I have to finish quickly. He was not properly educated. He doesn't have no interest about education. He came to this world to prove something, not for himself, but for someone over there, up there, and over here. He gone to school, not for education, just because somebody told him to go to the school. He did not really learn anything from the school. What he was seeking from the very beginning of his life is truth. The real truth, the ultimate truth. And for that, he could have been given his life even. And he proved so many times. He wanted to give his life to get the truth, to know the truth. He gone through the idolism, which most of the Hindus, they know that we belong to idolism. No. Idolism is just the first part of Hinduism. It's beyond that something else. But he gone through idolism. He did the puja. He make Ma Kali his destiny. Through Ma Kali, he reached somewhere else. He tried every single thing, whether it's a Christianity, whether it's a Mohammedanism, whether it's a Hinduism. He tried every single aspect of spirituality to reach, to seek the truth. And ultimately, he found it. And the greatest thing about, not only he found it, he proved it. People who challenge him, they fall flat in front of him because he knows what he's talking about. He seek the truth, he found it. He almost killed himself to seek the truth. He did every single aspect what Veda said, what Upanishad said, what Puran said. He proved them, he reflected them into his own life. Now in that aspect, when these things are happening, Indian women are not in a very good conditions. Again, Indian women also need somebody to prove themselves that something which is in our society, in our culture, in our environments, in our country, somebody has to come and prove that, whether it's true or not. Ma Sarada born. Ramakrishna, probably everybody knows over there, choose his wife. Whether it's the divine connections or not, I'm not going to go over there because I'm not that spiritual to talk about his decisions. But he's been chosen, she has been chosen. She came over there to reflect again the Gargi Maitri concept of Vedanta, Veda. And she did. She did the same kind of celibacy what Ramakrishna did. She became the real mother of the world. When we are looking to fight against the colonialism, some people, they do not want to buy the clothes from the British. They don't want to because, it is against the culture. They want to fight against the British. Ma said, no. Everybody, my children. I cannot do this because of this. They are my children. Margaret, when she came into Calcutta, she opened her arm, she took her in her sanctity, she gave her every single thing a mother could give it to her child. She never restricted herself into a little Bengal concept or India concept or she was always universal. She reflected the Mother Durga concept really through her, and that was Ma Sarada. In that aspect, again, we're going to talk about Swami Vivekananda. When the youth was dying, because they don't respect to their families anymore, because British came, English is much better than Sanskrit. Our culture is nothing against the colonial culture. Somebody has to come knowing the English, knowing the Western culture, and prove that no, Indian culture has substance. And he is not supposed to be a simple person. He's supposed to be the most strongest person. Swami Vivekananda. Scottish Church, he was one of the most brilliant students. He was one of the most brilliant students at the time. And talking about Swami Vivekananda, I can't stop, so I have only 2 minutes. The Swami Vivekananda proved again, he was non-believer. He was going to Brahmo Samaj first, like Suresh talked about, and he believes monism means one God, one self. He never believed in idealism. Never understood what's the relationship with the idealism and the monism. When he came to Ramakrishna, he had that thought that, this old man is not going to teach me anything. I'm just going to waste my time over here. First day, second day, third day, he just touched his heart, and he knows who he is. It is just not the coincidence. He came again and again and again. And now he was the ardent believer of Sri Ramakrishna by knowing all the Western science and Western philosophy and everything in his pocket. One of the most brilliant students. He could have been the greatest lawyer in the world. He left every single thing and he put himself in this spirituality. And he took Ramakrishna, Ma Sarada's message, bring it to the world, and that's where it belongs. It does not belong to one corner of the world. He knew that very well. I'm going to stop over here, and then all the other history you guys know what Swami Vivekananda did for everybody. Swami Vivekananda did everything, not only for one country, one place. He did it for everything, for universal. His messages are universal. He did everything for every single person, whoever, however, and whatever society, culture, creed, races they came from. I cannot finish Swamiji within 3 minutes, but I will stop over there. Thank you for coming again. I'd like to request Suresh a couple of thank you notes for you guys.